Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on the market. So another big bear day today. So what we were watching is, from the last video, the 15-minute time frame with SPY, which was very clear yesterday. No fake outs, just lower highs and lower lows all day. And guess what? It kept up yet again today. We had an initial bounce in the morning. We set resistance. Every single bounce was just a 15-minute lower high. So I cannot stress enough that the 15-minute time frame is going to tell us when this bounce is for real with a trend change. Once we change the trend on the 15-minute time frame, we will zoom out to the hourly and assume that a lower high is going to form. We can assume that a lower high will form because the last clear lower high is 288.19. Every single other candlestick is a lower high from that point. We did have a little move here that had a little 5-cent higher high. If you wanted to get nitpicky, you could say that's a key resistance level the bulls need to break. I wouldn't argue with you, but we're looking down at the 15-minute time frame, needing to change the trend. We are doing so after hours, or attempting to. We have not done it yet, but I want to see it happen during regular trading when the volume is for real. So I'm looking tomorrow, the range first thing tomorrow morning, I'm looking at this support 270.36 and resistance 275.70. If we break resistance, that's the first time that this 15-minute trend has changed over the last 2 days when this dump got for real. So looking at the weekly time frame for SPY, I'm still looking, I don't know if I went over this in the last video, I make so many videos for so many people, but it's the monthly time frame where if we're going to change this long-term trend and enter a recession or a bear market or whatever you want to call it, it's going to have to be a bearish reversal head and shoulders in my pattern. I do not feel this move is going to break the low of February. Those lows are at 252.92. We're still $20, almost 10%, maybe about 8% above those support levels. So I think we're going to bounce. And if we set the lower high and then lose the monthly uptrend, that will be a significant shift. So that's what I'm watching. IWM is still in free fall and it closed at the low of the day. 17 RSI on the daily time frame. The last time you're going to find a 17 RSI on the daily time frame, I don't know the answer, but it's probably a long time ago. So zooming way out, we're going back decades, right back here. It looks like 2011. So this is very notable in terms of has not happened very often, and we know an oversold bounce is due, and we're going to be watching. Let's see what the 15-minute downtrend looks like. All clear in terms of lower highs the past 2 days. So resistance is now 155.37, and we're looking down at support. Just the low of the day is the only support we have, and pretty much have to break the 15-minute downtrend, change the 15-minute trend for any kind of bounce to get going. So 155.37 key resistance. The next support we're looking at on the weekly time frame is 151.71, and because we close at the low of the day, obviously the bears have a lot of momentum in their favor. QQQ on the daily chart, a little bit of indecision today with the VIX. We rejected from the lower Bollinger Band. The RSI on the daily is 22. Again, go to the 15-minute, see if the trend changes. If it does, we zoom out to the hourly, but it has not. It's just lower highs all day today, keeping the bears comfortable as long as that is the case. So the range heading into tomorrow is 171.81 resistance. Support is down at 167.81. We'll see which of those levels breaks first. If we get the bull break, we zoom out to the hourly time frame, and the key resistance on the hourly is 172.90. That's the clear lower high on a bounce attempt. Note the volume on QQQ and SPY. So the hourly volume at the dump, it was more noticeable on SPY, where SPY's hourly volume on this bullish reversal candlestick that did not get followed through, but it was very clear that there was a lot of volume buying that dip, and it's the most volume we've seen on an hourly candlestick since February. So that's notable enough to me to say, all right, maybe that's the signal that this bounce is going to get some follow through. But again, I have to see it happen with a change in trends. I'm not going to give the bulls any benefit of the doubt. Prove it to me during regular trading on the 15-minute time frame first. Weekly support on QQQ, we're breaking all kinds of levels. 166.23 is the next level of support to be watching, and significant supports being taken out. XLF, all-out dump, closed very weak. Daily RSI is now oversold. Coming down to this range of support, look at all these lows. So we have a support base 26.32, 26.23, 26.19, and we drop down to 26.32. So there is a base of support down here And the financial sector finding support at these levels tomorrow, if it does, is going to be a great starting point for the market to finally get its bounce going. So XLF and these support levels are going to be on top watch tomorrow morning to see if the bulls can defend those levels. And again, look at the 15-minute on XLF, just lower highs multiple days in a row. Every single bounce that I see happening, because I'm zoomed in on the 2-minute and the 5-minute during the day, just scalp trading. And whenever I see anything happen for the bulls on the 5-minute, I just zoom out to the 15-minute and say, oh, bulls aren't doing anything. They're not proving anything on this downtrend. It's just a bounce to cool off RSI levels. And that's going to continue to be the case until that trend does change. VIX, huge follow through. And it was the weekly Bollinger Bands tightening that led to this breakout. We're now getting somewhat comparable to the size of the move that we saw back in February. Still a ways to go. Obviously, we saw a lot more of a move back in February, but this is obviously the most significant move we've seen since then. So just a little bit of opposing viewpoints. Look at the 15-minute uptrend here on VIX. So a 15-minute uptrend is very clear. The most important short-term support is 23.73. Resistance is 26.39. And 28.84. It's a bit of an equilibrium on the 15-minute chart setting up. And looking at extended hours, I have to look at TVIX and UVXY for that, and I don't want to. So do that on your own. 15-minute time frame, higher lows, lose those. We zoom out to the hourly, and we can say anything on the hourly chart above 21.22 is a higher low. So that's what we're watching as we head into tomorrow. Pre-market gives us the setup. The 15-minute time frame is what we're watching for most clarity. Change that 15-minute trend, zoom out to the hourly trend, and until that trend changes, the bounces are meant for going short for 15-minute lower highs. We know a bounce is coming soon. We know that when it gets going, it will likely see some very significant gains to the upside in the short term. So I will be playing in both directions continually. But once I see that 15-minute trend change, I'm personally going to be looking to hold bull moves longer because that's them proving that they have some more sustainable follow through. So I hope you have a good night. We'll see what the Friday brings tomorrow to wrap up the week, and then we'll see you over the weekend.